Stop whatever you're doing. Because the internet just witnessed something so chaotic, so messy, and so dramatically unhinged that even Bravo producers are somewhere whispering, yeah, we didn't script that. 'Cause allegedly, and I say allegedly the way lawyers beg me to Kandi, Burruss has just been arrested after a full-blown deprise, as you spend to rebay this to my full-blown reality via meets WWE backstage brawl with none other than Porsha Williams. And the footage. Oh, it didn't just go viral. It detonated the internet like a Thanksgiving family fight caught on Ring camera. But here's the real question. What in the Real Housewives Hunger Games is going on? How do grown, multi-millionaire women who should be arguing about skincare lines and endorsement deals end up throwing hands in a lobby like Coupon Day at Walmart? How do we go from, hey sis, love your dress, to security? Someone grab her wig before she weaponizes it. In a matter of seconds. And most importantly, why is Kandi being escorted out in handcuffs looking like she's about to drop the most iconic diss track of 2025? Don't worry, I've got the screenshots, the leaked audio, the anonymous sources. And the kind of over-the-top investigative energy that would make TMZ need a juice cleanse. Buckle up. This one's wild. The moment this scandal erupted, felt like the universe collectively paused, adjusted its wig, and said, I'm sorry. What did Kandi just do? Because apparently, while the rest of us were peacefully minding our business, scrolling, eating, living, oxygenating, Kandi Burruss and Porsha Williams decided to host a surprise episode of Real Housewives Mortal Kombat edition in the lobby of a very expensive, very classy, very not trendy for this Atlanta hotel. And trust me, not even the chandeliers were safe. Now let's set the scene the way the streets, the blogs, and the anonymous sources who are definitely just bored interns are telling it. It's around 11:47 p.m., the witching hour for celebrity chaos. The hotel lobby is quiet, soft, jazz playing. People passing through acting like they don't see celebrities because they want to seem normal. And then in comes Kandi, allegedly already pissed off about something Porsha posted earlier that day. Because leave it to social media to turn a simple caption, like some people need to stay in their lane, into a full-blown Cold War. According to an anonymous eyewitness who definitely sounded way too excited telling the story. Kandi walked in with that energy, the kind of energy you only get when you're done, when you've reached the limit, when the last nerve you have is hanging by dental floss. And coincidentally, that's exactly when Porsha came down the hallway wearing sunglasses indoors, holding a giant iced coffee like she was filming a music video about pretending not to care. The tension, immediate, palpable, thick enough that you could slice it like a cheesecake. One witness claimed the moment their eyes locked, felt like the temperature dropped. Another swore the plants in the corner started dying. Someone even said the hotel service dog stopped walking because the vibes were that bad. And you know what? I believe them. Because these two have history. Not cute history, not friendly history. But the kind of history that makes family reunions awkward and Bravo producers check their life. Insurance policy? Let's not pretend Kandi and Porsha are strangers to chaos. These two have traded shade, accusations, near fights, and dramatic exit scenes for years. Every time they patch things up, they somehow manage to rip them apart again, like a discount wig in a backstage dressing room. So the idea of them crossing paths with unresolved beef at the wrong moment? This was a volcano waiting to erupt now. Depending on which witness you believe, the argument started either because Kandi approached Porsha about the shady caption, or Porsha said something slick under her breath like she forgot she was migged, except this time she wasn't migged. And the only cameras were from hotel security and 48 people on their phones. But all versions of the story agree on one thing. Words were exchanged. And those words were not, hi sis, you look beautiful tonight. Apparently, Kandi stepped forward, Porsha stepped forward. And the tension hit that level right before two cats start fighting, that weird, silent eye contact moment when you just know someone is about to lose professionalism in high definition. Witnesses claim Porsha said something like, "You need to stop playing the victim." And Kandi allegedly responded with something involving the phrase, "keep my name out of your mouth," and several syllables that are not recognized. By the English dictionary, things escalated rapidly. One security guard claimed he started walking toward them before it got physical. But the moment he blinked, Kandi and Porsha were already wrestling like two Black Friday shoppers fighting over the last flat-screen TV. Shoes were off. Wigs were in danger. Someone's iced coffee ended up flying across the lobby like a caffeinated boomerang. One woman screamed, one man cheered, and the hotel concierge allegedly called his manager and said, "I'm clocking out." At this point, multiple guests had their phones out, capturing every second because nothing motivates people to record like seeing celebrities behave like the rest of us on a bad day. And when that footage hit the internet, oh, it spread faster than a rumor at a family barbecue. People were replaying the video, zooming in, slowing it down like it was NFL footage. Someone even uploaded a soundless version with dramatic piano music, because the internet is incapable of taking anything seriously. But here's the kicker. The fight didn't end just because hotel security showed up. No, these two were fully committed, fully locked in, fully ready to sacrifice their dignity for the sake of dramatic impact. One guard claimed he tried pulling Kandi away, but she moved like a linebacker protecting a championship ring. Another guard said Porsha was yelling something about lies and fake people and something that definitely sounded like, "You still mad about season 9? Eventually, more security swarmed in like a discount Avengers team, separating them while they were still trying to reach around each other like kids who got put in timeout. But aren't done arguing? One witness said Kandi looked like she wanted to continue round 2 in the parking lot. Another said Porsha was yelling about pressing charges. Someone else swore Todd was on FaceTime in the background yelling, "What happened?" as if he didn't know exactly what happened. But the moment everything truly shifted was when the police arrived. That's when the energy in the room changed from celebrity drama to, "Oh, this is about to be the headline of tomorrow." Officers questioned witnesses, reviewed security footage, and then made the decision that locked this moment into internet history. They put Kandi Burruss in handcuffs. Now imagine being Kandi in that moment. Cameras flashing, people whispering, the internet already forming opinions before the police report is even printed. According to one insider, Kandi was furious not just at Porsha, but at the fact that she was the one getting cuffed. She reportedly kept saying she started it, while Porsha stood nearby with a kind of expression that said, "I didn't start it, but I'm definitely not apologizing either." And this is exactly where the chaos gets juicier. Because right as they were escorting Kandi toward the exit, someone allegedly shouted, "There's more footage." And this is where everything starts unraveling. Not just the fight, not just the handcuffs, but the entire web of drama that's been simmering beneath the surface for months. Because apparently, this wasn't just about a shady Instagram caption or years of built-up tension. No, according to multiple whispers, anonymous texts, and one hotel employee who probably shouldn't be talking, this fight was triggered by something much bigger, something personal, something messy, something that connects directly to Todd. The moment that mysterious voice shouted, "There's more footage," the energy in the lobby changed, like someone had just dropped a plot twist into a live television episode. Officers paused. Witnesses froze. Even Porsha, who had been maintaining that innocent, "Who? Me?" expression suddenly shifted her weight. Like she knew exactly what was coming and was praying. The Wi-Fi went out before anyone could upload it. But the problem with hotel employees is that they are the real unsung heroes of chaos. And apparently, one of them had just leaked a clip from a different angle. A clip that didn't just show the fight, but caught the moment before the fight. And that moment, oh, it wasn't just a dirty look or a passive-aggressive comment. No, it was something that cracked this entire situation open like an overripe fruit. According to the leaked angle, Kandi didn't walk in angry by accident. She walked in angry because she had just seen a message on Todd's phone. A message that allegedly came from a number associated with Porsha. And not just any message. Not a "hey girl, hope you're well" message. No, this was allegedly the kind of message that makes your soul leave your body. Come back and flip a table. Now. Details vary because the internet loves adding their own seasoning. But the general consensus is that Kandi saw something involving a heart emoji, a hotel room number, and a statement that definitely wasn't about business collaboration. And when she connected the dots, that's when Kandi marched into that lobby like a detective who had just solved a case she didn't even know. She was investigating. This explains everything: the energy, the tone, the intensity. Kandi wasn't just mad. She was betrayed, blindsided, and ready for confrontation. And apparently, Porsha knew exactly why Kandi was charging in like a storm. Because the leaked audio before the fight allegedly catches Porsha saying something like, "You're overreacting." It wasn't even like that, which, as we all know, is the universal phrase that means it absolutely was like that. And here's where things get even more twisted. Anonymous sources and by anonymous. I mean, people who were definitely hiding behind fake usernames with cartoon profile pictures claim that this wasn't the first time. Todd and Porsha had been accused of crossing boundaries. Apparently, rumors had been floating around for months. The kind of rumors that show up in gossip pages at 2 a.m. when everyone is bored and messy. One source claimed Todd and Porsha had been too friendly at a charity gala. Another swore they saw Todd and Porsha leaving a private VIP booth together months ago. But none of it was confirmed until now, until this leaked message. It's detonated everything. And what makes this even more chaotic is that once the footage and screenshots hit the internet, the public reaction wasn't calm or reasonable. No, people went full investigative mode. Threads popped up. Timelines were created. People started comparing outfits, dates, past episodes, podcast clips the same way. The internet tries to solve celebrity cheating scandals like they're the FBI. Some users pointed out that Porsha had made a suspicious comment on a live stream 2 weeks earlier. Something about people being insecure when they get too comfortable. Others noticed Todd's sudden habit of never posting Kandi on his story unless she posted him first. There were even theories connecting the timing of this fight to an interview where Kandi hinted that she had been feeling distant from her husband. People were piecing this together, like a murder mystery. Meanwhile, the police officers on scene were dealing with two very different energies. Kandi was furious, pacing, raising her voice, telling officers they needed to check the messages and security footage because she wasn't swinging first, she was reacting. Porsha, on the other hand, was trying to maintain this weird come-butt defensive posture, insisting the fight started because Kandi came at her crazy. But her explanations didn't help much, especially when witnesses started whispering to officers about the suspicious message. Kandi saw, and you know what happens when officers hear anything that sounds like motive? They start digging. So they separated the two women, pulled aside witnesses one by one. And suddenly, this wasn't just a fight anymore. It was a developing situation with layers, motives, and emotional damage being peeled back like an onion dipped in gasoline. Meanwhile, the hotel manager arrived looking like he aged 10 years in 10 minutes. His priority was quieting the chaos, calming guests, and praying the hotel didn't become the new trending meme. Spoiler, it did. By sunrise, people were posting memes of the hotel with captions like "where the room service comes with a side of drama." But back to the scene. While officers questioned Porsha, Kandi kept repeating that she wanted her phone back so she could show the message. She reportedly said she knows what she sent. Don't play dumb. And one officer allegedly confirmed they saw a preview of the message on the lock screen before the phone was seized as evidence. This was no longer just a simple assault situation. This was a tangled web of drama that involved relationships, trust, deception, and bad decisions made by adults who should know better but clearly don't. Public reaction took over quickly. Some people defended Kandi, saying she had every right to confront Porsha if she suspected cheating. Others defended Porsha, claiming it was all a misunderstanding, blown out of proportion because Kandi is emotional. Then, There were the neutral spectators, the people who didn't care who was right or wrong as long as there was footage, drama, and popcorn. One alleged insider posted that Todd was in shock watching everything unfold on FaceTime, insisting he didn't do anything and trying to calm Kandi down while simultaneously trying to calm Porsha down, which only made things worse because why is he calming both sides? Why does he even need to calm Porsha? Why is he that involved? See how the math starts mathing? By the time officers made their decision to detain Kandi, the crowd outside was already forming. People whispering, phones up, live streams going. Someone yelled, "She didn't even start it." And another shouted back, "Then why's she in cuffs?" And that's when someone else said, "Because they always arrest the loudest one." The moment Kandi was escorted toward the exit, something happened that set up the next explosion in this story. Porsha called someone on the phone, and witnesses swear they heard her say, "She's not the only one who's going to jail tonight." 'Cause the moment Kandi realized every camera angle, every witness statement, and every so-called anonymous insider was stacking up against her, she didn't stay quiet. No, Kandi Burruss did the most Kandi thing possible. She went on a full PR attack, blasting out statements, sending her team to every blog, and threatening lawsuits like she was passing out flyers. But the problem, nobody was buying it anymore. The internet had already chosen its villain, and they were sharpening their pitchforks with iPhone chargers. Suddenly, hashtags started trending faster than she could film a confessional. People were flooding timelines with claims like, "Kandi's been controlling narratives for years, and this is what happens when producers stop protecting their favorites." Even random accounts with anime profile pictures were posting long threads explaining why the arrest was inevitable. I mean, imagine losing a PR battle to people who still use cartoon icons and type in all caps. But the real twist came when an internal report magically leaked, one allegedly from the venue's private security team. A report claiming Kandi had a history of escalating behavior. That staff had previously filed concerns. And that night wasn't the first time she'd gotten physical with someone behind the scenes. Was the report real? Probably not. Did the blogs treat it like holy scripture? Absolutely. They printed it like it was the 10 commandments of reality TV chaos. Meanwhile, Porsha was playing her role like a seasoned professional. She wasn't yelling, wasn't tweeting, wasn't going live. She was doing the one thing that scares celebrities more than a lawsuit: remaining silent. That's silence. Oh, it had the internet convinced she was preparing something nuclear. You know it's serious when fans start writing their own legal predictions. Like, she finna drop them charges, pick them back up, and body slam Kandi with the paperwork. Not legally accurate, but emotionally satisfying. And as all this mayhem swirled around, producers of the show were panicking behind the scenes. Contracts were pulled. Schedules were frozen. Sponsors were calling like panicked parents at a PTA meeting. One insider claimed they even had emergency Zoom calls at 3 a.m., discussing whether they could edit the entire upcoming season around the arrest. Imagine spending millions filming storylines about brunches and passive-aggressive shade, only to end up with a real-life brawl overshadowing everything. Netflix wishes they had drama like this. Then came the lawyer parade. Kandi's team marched into the spotlight with big promises, talking about misrepresentation, self-defense, and manipulated footage. They said they had evidence that would flip the entire narrative. They claimed the arrest was procedural, not criminal. They talked like they had the missing footage from the Kennedy assassination in their back pocket. But when reporters asked for even a hint of that evidence, the team mysteriously had no further comment. Convenient. Their comment. Convenient. Meanwhile, Porsha's camp released just one tiny message through a source close to the family. Porsha has no desire to participate in a public spectacle, which was hilarious, because keeping things private has never been a personality trait associated with that show. But the statement worked. It made her look calm, collected, almost presidential, while Kandi looked like she was juggling 10 microphones with sparks flying out of her ears. And then, the city prosecutors stepped in. Yes, you heard that right. A review of the incident was officially announced. Suddenly, this wasn't just a drama for fans online, this was an actual legal situation with actual consequences. Commentators went wild. People started predicting courtroom showdowns like it was the next Mayweather fight. One gossip site even made a mock movie poster calling it The Real Housewives of the Courtroom. And the wild part, everybody clicked. But the prosecutors weren't the only ones getting involved. Multiple advocacy groups chimed in to some yelling about celebrity privilege, others screaming about violence in entertainment, others saying they stand with women defending themselves even though no one actually knew who started the fight. This wasn't a scandal anymore. This was a cultural debate with more opinions than a Twitter argument at 2A.M. Then came the sponsor fallout. A major brand, one that Kandi had partnered with for years, suddenly paused their collaboration pending further review. Which is PR speak for, we're not touching this mess unless you prove you're innocent. Holy and possibly glowing. Other brands followed. A perfume deal suspended. A restaurant collab delayed. A new TV project reevaluated. Money was evaporating like steam off a hot skillet. And as the financial consequences piled up, fans started comparing this scandal to every other meltdown in reality TV history. Some said it was bigger than the reunion chair-throwing incident. Others said it made the old iconic fights look like polite disagreements at a country club. People started uploading supercuts of Kandi's past confrontations, suddenly portraying her like she was the Thanos of Bravo. But the real earthquake hit when a separate extended camera angle leaked online. This footage, grainier than a potato filmed on a calculator, allegedly showed the exact moment the argument crossed the line. People examined it frame by frame like they were forensic analysts. Comments were like, pause at 0:12. You can see her shift her weight. Zoom in at 0:27. That's clearly intention. At 0:31, the mic picks up a faint whispery whine. Nobody cared that the audio was mostly static and someone coughing. Suddenly, everyone became an expert in body language. People were analyzing posture, eye contact, even breathing patterns. Entire TikTok accounts were created just to dissect the leaked footage, providing professional breakdowns like they had PhDs in conflict studies. The clip didn't solve anything. It only added more confusion. But drama thrives on confusion, and this scandal was becoming unstoppable. Kandi, feeling the pressure, decided to finally speak directly to her fans. She hopped on live, looking serious and polished, and delivered a calm yet defensive message. She talked about being provoked, about protecting her peace, about narratives being twisted. But here's the thing, no one remembers what she said. The internet remembers one moment. The split second she paused, looked off camera, and whispered something muted. People re-uploaded that 2-second moment with captions, like, this is where she reveals everything, even though she revealed absolutely nothing. But mystery sells. Silence sells. Confusion? That sells even more. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, producers were scrambling to salvage the upcoming season. They allegedly held emergency meetings about whether to film a cast-wide intervention, a sit-down confrontation, or even a legal-themed special episode. One insider claimed they wanted to bring the entire cast together in a roundtable, like it was a United Nations crisis meeting. Another claimed they were considering delaying the whole show until Kandi's legal dust settled. Then things got even darker. Rumors started swirling that more footage existed, footage that hadn't leaked, footage that insiders were terrified of hitting the internet, the kind of footage that could end careers, according to one anonymous message board comment. Was it real? Did anyone actually see it? No, but rumor alone was enough to make the internet explode. People started speculating that producers were hiding something massive, something that would flip the entire narrative upside down. That speculation sparked a wave of conspiracy theories. Suddenly, people claimed the network was protecting one star over the other. Others argued the fight was staged. Others said it was all part of a bigger cover-up involving contracts, favoritism, and millions of dollars in brand deals. The theories were absolutely unhinged, but unhinged is exactly what keeps people watching. And as the chaos continued, the biggest question remained: what would happen next? Charges, a public apology, a televised showdown, or the biggest plot twist of all, both women returning to the same room with cameras rolling. Ready to pretend everything was fine while the world watched every inhale? One thing was clear: the scandal wasn't ending anytime soon. Not when the internet was invested. Not when the network smelled ratings. And definitely not when both women still had more to lose or gain from letting the story play out, because in the world of reality TV, nothing ends until every angle has been exploited, every rumor discussed, every secret teased, and every viewer thoroughly hooked. And this scandal? Oh, it was just getting started, so now the only question left is, what happens next? Because if there's one thing we've learned from this entire chaotic roller coaster, it's that absolutely nothing is off the table anymore. Not arrests. Not leaked footage. Not phantom witnesses appearing out of thin air like they teleported in just to spill tea. And definitely not the possibility that this whole situation is about to explode into something even bigger, louder, and more unpredictable. The cameras may have stopped rolling that night, but trust me, story hasn't even hit its final scene. Maybe Kandi comes back swinging with a lawsuit. Maybe Porsha drops a statement that flips the internet upside down. Maybe the producers pull off the most dramatic sit-down interview the franchise has ever seen. Or maybe, just maybe, there's another twist lurking in somebody's camera roll that hasn't leaked yet. And when that drops, oh, the whole internet will be on fire again. But here's where you come in. Do you think Kandi deserved the arrest? Or was she set up by the perfect storm of shady edits, panicked producers, and opportunistic eyewitnesses? Was Porsha the real victim, or the silent mastermind letting everyone else spin themselves into chaos? And most importantly, what do you think is going to hit the headlines next? Drop your theories, your predictions, your wild plot twists in the comments right now. Because trust me, the messier the opinion, the more this story comes to life. And while you're at it, hit that like button, so this investigation spreads faster than Kandi's legal team panicking on a group call. Make sure you subscribe too, because if you think this mess is over, oh no. This is just the warm dash up. And when the next shocking update drops, you already know I'm going to be right here breaking it all down for you. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.